We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Glad tidings we bring to you and your King. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Noise! Oh, cease your squawking.
But it's Christmas Eve, sir.
Christmas Eve or not, if a man owes me money, he'll pay his bills on Christmas Eve as well as any other day. Can't a man get on with his accounts without that infernal racket? Oh, Christmas Eve. Pah! The end of year accounts got to be settled Christmas Eve or not.
I was dead to begin with. There is no doubt whatever about that. The register of my burial was signed by the clergyman, the clerk, the undertaker, and the chief mourner. Scrooge signed it. In fact, I was as dead as a doornail. Scrooge knew I was dead. Of course he did. How could it be otherwise? Scrooge and I were partners for I don't know how many years. Scrooge was my sole executor, my sole administrator, and even Scrooge was not so dreadfully cut up by the sad event, but he was an excellent man of business on the very day of the funeral and executed it with an undoubted bargain.
Oh, let's see what I can find on Facebook Marketplace today. I love a bargain.
Scrooge was a tight-fisted hand at the grindstone. Scrooge, a squeezing, wrenching, grasping, scraping, clutching, covetous old sinner. Secret and self-contained and solitary as an oyster. Regardless of the weather, his cold heart did not thaw even at Christmas time.
Only 80% off? I'm not buying that. Think I'm made of money.
You've got mail.
Oh, what's that? An email from Bob Cratchit?
Dear Scrooge, I'm so sorry to complain, sir, but the heating in the office is broken. I'm wearing a hat, my Christmas jumper, thick gloves, and I've got my old navy long johns on. The problem is I'm still freezing. I just wondered if it would be at all possible to turn the heating up 1 or 2 degrees. Yours with humble thanks for employing me, Bob Cratchit.
Oh, Cratchit, I am really sick and tired of Bob Cratchit's complaints. Right, you've asked for it now. Let's type out a response worthy of that snivelling email. Cratchit, this is a business and we are here to make money, not spend it on heating bills. I don't feel the cold, so I'm sure the heating in the office is quite adequate and it's almost the same temperature as mine. Well, mine's only 1 degree hotter anyway. Firstly, cut the fingers off those gloves of yours so they don't make you clumsy and slow down your work rate. Secondly, layer up. Bring a blanket from home if you have to. Thirdly, if you want to keep your job at all, Cratchit, stop wasting time sending me stupid, pointless emails. Scrooge. Send. There, that should shut him up.
Merry Christmas, Uncle.
Ah, humbug.
Oh, you don't mean that, I'm sure.
I do. Merry Christmas. Huh. What right have you got, Fred, to be merry? What reason have you got to be merry? You, Fred, are just as poor as you were last Christmas.
And what reason do you have to be so miserable? You're filthy rich.
Oh, humbug.
Oh, Uncle, don't be so cross.
Oh, what else can I be when I live in such a world of fools as this? Christmas is just the time for finding yourself a year older and not a single pound richer. What is the point of celebrating or even smiling if you're not getting richer, Fred? Fools like you just end up spending money at Christmas time instead of earning it. You keep Christmas in your way and I'll keep it in mine.
Oh, but Uncle, Christmas can be a time that people spend together, enjoying each other's company. You know, a time to show kindness and forgiveness and so. Although I've never made any money out of it, and usually end up spending it, I love Christmas, Uncle. Why don't you join us for Christmas dinner?
Oh, I'd rather starve. Anyway, you married that woman despite me forbidding it.
Oh, but Uncle, I'm married because of love.
Oh, humbug. Love is overrated. Does love pay the bills, Fred?
Oh, I'm sorry you feel this way, Uncle. But here's the invitation, should you change your mind. We'll lay a place at the table for you. We do it every year, you know.
Oh, don't trouble yourself, Fred.
Merry Christmas.
Good afternoon.
Oh, here's a few quid.
This is the firm of Scrooge and Marley. Are you Mr. Marley or Mr. Scrooge?
My business partner, Jacob Marley, has been dead for 7 years. So, unless I'm very much mistaken, that makes me Mr. Ebenezer Scrooge. In fact, he died 7 years ago this very night.
Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. I'm working for a project called Operation Restoration. The festive time of year is often a time when we can help others that are not as fortunate as we are. Many are in need of common comforts and basic necessities. What shall I put you down for?
Nothing. I can't afford to make idle people merry.
But without our help, these children will die.
Oh, then let them die and let them decrease the surplus population. Go on, away with you, man. Leave me in peace.
And so Scrooge's day ended, but not before he reminded his poor clerk that he didn't think it fair that he would have to pay him a day's wages for no work.
Christmas, a poor excuse for robbing me of a day's work. Cratchit, if you insist on taking Christmas off, you better make sure you're here earlier on Boxing Day to catch up on all the work that you've missed.
On his way home, Scrooge continued his regular routine, visiting his favourite shop, Poundland, making his way to his favourite aisle, the reduced to clear section, paying 49p for a cheese sandwich. He went on to pass the bus station, walking rather than paying a bus fare, but popping in to take a Metro magazine as it was free. Not speaking, not smiling, not caring, not noticing. Scrooge arrived home. But tonight, something was different. Standing in his doorway, he saw a strange sight. Scrooge had not given one thought to Marley since his last mention of his 7 years dead partner that afternoon. But as he placed his key in the door, instead of seeing the letterbox, he saw not a letterbox, but Marley's face, shining and looking out on him. Of course, he dismissed it.
It's not real. You're seeing things, Ebenezer. It's not real, Ebenezer. Oh, it must be that cheese I ate. It's not real.
And then, on this bitter Christmas Eve, I appeared to the bitter man. I told him of the path I tread. I told him of my eternal journey. No rest, no peace, incessant torture of remorse. He insisted on arguing with me.
You mean to say you've been hovering around like this, Jacob, for the past 7 years?
And yet I wear the chain I forged in life.
But Jacob, you were a good man. You were a good man of business, Jacob.
I was only permitted to tell him little, but I told him of the path I tread, and that I wear the chain I forged in life. Throughout my life, I walked through crowds of fellow beings with my eyes turned down, and never saw the misery around me, which was in my power to remove. Like you, Scrooge, my eyes saw nothing. I made this chain link by link and yard by yard. I tied it on of my own free will, and of my own free will I wore it. I told him he would be visited by 3 ghosts. This was his only hope of redemption.
Oh, humbug. Oh, Ebenezer, there's no such thing as ghosts, Ebenezer. It's not real, Ebenezer. Oh, drat that cheese sandwich. Oh, it's not real, Ebenezer. It's not real. It's not real. It's not real.
Despite the warning from Marley, when I arrived, Scrooge was quite surprised to see me. When Scrooge awoke, it was so dark that looking at the clock, he became very confused. He began to count the chimes of a neighbouring church.
Oh, what time is it? 1, 2, 3. Oh. Oh! Who are you? What are you?
I am the ghost of Christmas past.
Long past?
No, your past.
Oh, your face is so bright. Can't you put a hat on or something?
What? Do you want me to put out the light that I bring you? The way that you have lived and the choices that you have made have already forced me to grow dimmer.
Oh, I'm sorry, sir. I have never intended to offend you or willfully cover your light. But can I ask what business brings you here?
Your welfare.
Oh, well, if it's my welfare you're interested in, I think a night of unbroken sleep would have done me a lot of good.
Your redemption, then. Take heed, rise and walk with me.
Oh, hang on. Jump out of this window? Oh, no, I'm immortal. I'm liable to fall and break my neck. Oh, hang on. Where are we now? How did we get here? Oh, it's cold. It's snowing. Good heavens! I was bred in this place. I was a boy here. How have we got here? Look, there's Jack on a pony. There's the farmer's boy. When all the other boys went home from school in the holidays and I could not, they asked me to play with them. Jack! Charlie! Over here, it's me! It's Ebenezer!
He cannot feel, see, or hear you. These are but shadows of things that have been.
Oh, I remember it as if it were yesterday.
Strange to have forgotten it for so many years. The school is not quite deserted. A solitary child, neglected by his friends, is left there still.
Yes, I remember.
Your father never forgave you for living while your mother died, giving birth to you. This abandoned boy is but a shadow of your past.
Oh, poor boy.
Your lip is trembling. And what is that upon your cheek? The boy is not quite alone.
This is the Christmas I made friends with the poor farmer's boy, Ali and his brother. I had no one, but they befriended me. We played cowboys and Indians. I remember Ali had nothing, but he found an old feather and placed it on his head and pretended to be the chieftain. Oh, poor boy, poor boy.
What is it, Scrooge?
Oh, it's just, I chased away a poor carol singer last night. Perhaps I should have given him a quid.
Let us see another Christmas.
Oh, this is when my sister visited. She persuaded father that I should be home for Christmas. Oh, Spirit, she was such a delicate creature. She had such a large heart, a strong heart. Not strong enough, though. She died in childbirth, giving birth to Fred. Fred's a lot like her. Oh, no more Christmas past. I can't take any more of these memories.
Then let us see another Christmas.
Oh, but this is where I was an apprentice. I worked here. Look, it's my old boss, Fezziwig.
No more work tonight. Christmas Eve, Paul, Christmas Ebenezer. Let's have the shutters up before a man can say Jack Robinson. Clear away, my lads, and let's have lots of room here. It's party time.
Look and listen to Fezziwig's staff speaking of their praise for Fezziwig.
Oh, Mr. and Mrs. Fezziwig. Oh, Fezziwig. There was never a better boss than Fezziwig. I'd punch you in the face if you said any different. Oh, he had the power to make us happy or sad, and he always made us happy.
Scrooge, what's wrong?
Oh, nothing.
Sure?
It's just my clerk, Bob Cratchit. There's just a word or two I'd say to him right now.
Look, this is where you danced with Belle and asked her to marry you. You loved her?
Oh, Spirit.
Let's look at another Christmas 2 years later.
Oh, no more of these memories. No, Spirit, mercy, please.
I'm sorry, Scrooge, but you have changed. You used to say that you wanted to be like old Mr. Fezziwig, but all you care about is making money. I've seen all your ideals fall away, one by one. When we were engaged, we were poor, but happy. But now everything is about money. I believe I should break off our engagement. I'm doing this for the man I used to love, the man you used to be.
Oh, stupid man, Ebenezer! Stupid man! Oh, Spirit, show me no more. Spare me from these memories, please.
Look now. Many years later, time moved on, but Belle remembered you with fondness.
I'm so excited to see the children opening their presents.
She made a home and a family.
That's the last present wrapped up and under the tree, ready for the kids tomorrow.
I'm so excited to see them opening their presents.
By the way, I saw an old friend of yours on the way home from work today.
Who?
Scrooge. You know, I heard that his partner, Marley, is on the brink of death. But there was Scrooge, sitting in his office as if nothing was wrong. Sad, really, that he wasn't visiting Marley. Sad that he was working so late.
Oh, remove me, Spirit, take me away from here. I don't want to see any more. Oh, go, oh, leave me, Spirit, I'm so tired.
With this, my light was extinguished. As far as Scrooge was concerned, my work here was done.
Christmas past was gone. The next visitor to surprise Scrooge was the giant, jolly ghost of Christmas Present. When he appeared to Scrooge, he was surrounded by wonderful food.
On touching the robe of Christmas Present, Scrooge was transported above the city. Looking down about the rooftops, Scrooge saw people, lots of happy people, playing in the snow. They were not in the wealthy part of town. They were in the grey, gloomy streets where the houses are small and in need of some modernisation. The sky was gloomy and choked up with a dingy mist. There was nothing very cheerful about the weather or the place. But there was an atmosphere of cheerfulness saturating the air that nothing could scatter or disperse. The people who were shoveling away the snow were cheerful and full of joy, calling out to one another across the garden fences. The children throwing snowballs, sliding in the snow and laughing, not caring if the snowballs hit or missed the target, simply enjoying creating a snowy missile that could be launched into the air. Beyond this, Christmas present transported Scrooge to a large grey building where the laughter seemed stifled and the faces seemed serious. He recognised his hard-working, conscientious clerk, Bob Cratchit, and began to see things he never imagined.
Hello, Mr. and Mrs. Cratchit. I'm Dr. Weatherby. So I've written little Tim's discharge letter and the pharmacy are getting his medications ready now. He's in a lot of pain, but he always has a smile for everyone and he's such a thankful boy. All the staff love him. As it's Christmas Day, we only have skeleton staff on, so you may have to wait a little while for pharmacy to dispense his medications. But we'll try to get him home in time for your Christmas dinner. Now, I've had the results back from little Tim's tests. As you know, we've talked about this before, but it seems that we can't make him better. We can only help with the awful pain that he's in. Little Tim always is such a cheerful little boy, and he's been so brave throughout all of this. But in terms of treatments, we've done all that we can, and we just need to focus on addressing the pain now. I think these medications will help a little, but take him home and make sure you have a really wonderful Christmas together. You need to cherish every single moment you can with him and spend as much time together as you can as a family. Hopefully, with it being Christmas, you've got a few days off. And perhaps you can extend your leave for a few more weeks. We'll have little Tim back again to see if there's any more that we can do for him. I'm so sorry.
Oh, Spirit, tell me if little Tim will live.
If these shadows remain unaltered by the future, the child will die.
No, kind Spirit, say he'll be spared.
If these shadows remain unaltered by the future, no Christmas spirit will find him here. What then? If he is going to die, he had better do it and decrease the surplus population.
The spirit did not linger here, but told Scrooge to hold on tightly to his robe, and before Scrooge could look back, he found himself flying out to sea. His ears were almost deafened by the thundering of water as it rolled and roared. He saw before him, built upon a dismal reef of sunken rocks, a solitary lighthouse. Shading his eyes from the bright light, Scrooge watched the inhabitants, even in this solitary place, wishing each other a Merry Christmas as they enjoyed mince pies and mulled wine and struck up Christmas carols. The ghost sped on, above the black and heaving sea, on, until, far away from any shore, they lighted on a ship. In the middle of the bleak, dark sea, the sailors spoke kind words to each other, sharing stories of their loved ones. It was a great surprise to Scrooge, while listening to the howling of the wind and thinking about the lonely darkness of the sea, to hear a hearty laugh. It was a much greater surprise to Scrooge to recognise it as his own nephew's, and to suddenly find himself in a bright, dry, gleaming room with the spirit standing, smiling by his side, and looking at that same nephew, Fred, with a broad grin.
Well, I know he's not here, but don't be angry with him, my darling. He said that Christmas was a humbug. He believes it too. I know he upsets you and you've got no patience with him, but his attitude carries its own punishment. You know, I feel sorry for him. I couldn't be angry with him if I tried. He takes it into his head to dislike us, and he won't come and dine with us. But what are the consequences? The consequence of his taking dislike to us and not making merry with us is that he misses out on some pleasant memories, which could do him no harm. I'm sure he can't have much fun in his mouldy old office or his dusty house. I intend to give him the same chance every year, whether he likes it or not, because I pity him. He may hate Christmas till he dies, but if I keep visiting him with a big smile year after year and saying, Uncle Scrooge, how are you? It may make him a little nicer to his poor old clerk, Bob Cratchit. That would be something. And you know what? I think I shook him yesterday. Anyway, now it's time for charades. Who's first?
Oh, Spirit, I know this game. I used to be good at it. Oh, please let's stay a while.
There is much for us to see.
Continuing on in this supernatural adventure, they travelled far and wide and visited many homes, and everywhere they went, they were met with happiness. Among those who were sick and unwell, they found healthy optimism. In distant lands, they found close bonds. Among those who were fighting, they found peace. Among poverty, they found a wealth, a kind of wealth that Scrooge had long forgotten. As Christmas present showed Scrooge the joy that Christmas brings, he began to remember. He began to notice and open his eyes to the world around him and the way in which, despite their location or situation, Christmas brought out the best in mankind. It seemed like a long night, and Scrooge began to wonder about the passing of time as during their travels, while Scrooge remained unaltered in his outward form, the ghost grew older, clearly older. Scrooge had seen this change, but never spoke of it until they left a children's Christmas party, when looking at the spirit, he noticed that its hair was grey.
My life upon this globe is very brief. It ends tonight. Before I must go, let us look at others you have turned your back on.
Where is this terrible place?
This is Bolivia, where homeless children live on the streets.
But if they live like that, they won't live very long at all, will they?
As you said, let them die and decrease the population.
Operation Restoration, the charity collector, I understand now.
As Christmas present was no more, the bell struck 12. Scrooge looked around for the third ghost, but saw nothing. As the last bell chimed, he remembered the prediction of old Jacob Marley, and lifting up his eyes, beheld a solemn phantom, draped and hooded, coming like mist along the ground, walking towards him. It was shrouded in a deep black garment, which concealed its head, its face, and its form. All Scrooge could see was one visible outstretched hand. Apart from this, it would have been difficult to identify its shape from the night and separate it from the darkness by which it was surrounded. The phantom slowly, gravely, silently approached. When it came near him, Scrooge bent down on his knees, for in the very air through which this spirit moved it seemed to scatter gloom and misery.
I am in the presence of the ghost of Christmas future. You're about to show me shadows of the things that haven't happened yet, but will happen in the future. Is that so, Spirit?
Although well used to ghostly company by this time, Scrooge feared this silent shape so much that his legs trembled beneath him, and he found that he could hardly stand when he prepared to follow it. The spirit paused a moment, giving him time to recover. But Scrooge was all the worse for this. It filled him with a vague, uncertain horror to know that behind the dusky shroud there were ghostly eyes intently fixed upon him, while he could see nothing but a ghostly hand and one great heap of black.
Ghost of the future, I fear you more than any ghost I have seen. But I know that you're here to do me good. And as I hope to change and be a better man in the future, I will open my eyes to see what you want to show me with gratitude. Spirit, talk to me. Spirit, please say something. Why are you ignoring me? Well, in silence then, lead on. The night's almost over and time's precious. I do want to carry on learning, Spirit.
The phantom floated as Scrooge followed in the shadow of its long black coat, which seemed to carry him along. Scrooge found himself in the heart of the city, among the businessmen in the stock exchange.
Oh, I don't know much about it. I only know he's dead. I don't know how or when it happened. I think it was last night. I must say, I thought he would never die. I did wonder what he's done with all that money of his, but he hasn't left it to me, so who cares, quite frankly? Nobody wants to go to his funeral. I don't mind too much if I get fed, but we all know it's likely to be a cheap affair. Nobody will bother.
They left the busy scene and went into a distant part of the town, where Scrooge had never visited before, although he recognised where it was and knew its bad repute. The place reeked with crime, with filth and misery. Leading him into a scrap dealer's dirty yard, Scrooge saw an unkempt woman walking in with a large black bin bag. He gave her a wry grin as she began to bargain with him.
I've brought some stuff to sell. No good to him now he's dead, so I thought I'd help myself. No one was looking. A few trinkets and here, look in this bag. Silver teaspoons, cufflinks, sheets, towels, boots. I even took down the curtains. Here's his feather duvet. He won't need it now, will he? Look at its shirt. Not a mark on it. It's the best he had, and a fine one, too. It would have all gone to waste if it hadn't been for me. Like I said, I helped myself, 'cause no one was looking. I've got a few bobs worth here. He frightened everyone away from him when he was alive to profit us when he was dead. Let's put this lot on Facebook Marketplace.
Spirit, I see the case of this unhappy man might be my own. I'm a bit like that. Oh, merciful heaven, what is this?
When the scene suddenly changed, Scrooge recoiled in terror, for now he saw the silhouette of a bed on which a ragged sheet draped over something that was so awful that although no words were spoken, he knew what lay before him. The room was very dark, too dark to see anything with any accuracy. Though Scrooge glanced around, he couldn't help himself. He wanted to know where he was. A pale light fell straight upon the bed, and on it, plundered and bereft, unwatched, unwept, uncared for, was the body of this man. Scrooge glanced towards the phantom. Its steady hand was pointed to the head. The cover was so carelessly thrown on that a slight prod would have revealed the face of the body underneath. He thought of it, felt how easy it would be to do, and longed to do it, but seemed unable, felt too weak to move the cover. He thought, if this dead man could be raised up now, what would be his first thoughts? He lay in the dark, empty house with not a man, a woman, or a child to remember any kindness he had shown. No man, woman, or child to miss his presence.
Oh, Spirit, this is a fearful place. Take me away from here. Why are you pointing to the covers and the body underneath it, Spirit? No, I can't. I can't look. Oh, Spirit, is there not one person who feels any kind of emotion for the death of this poor soul? If there is, please show me.
I love it. Well, that's the best news I had all day. He's dead. I owed him 3 months' rent and he was going to throw me and the kids out, but now he's dead. That means that by the time they've sorted out the will and worked out that I'm in arrears, I'll have managed to get the money together. Brilliant! Thanks, old man. Thanks for dying, Scrooge. It's the only good thing you ever did in this world.
Oh, Spectre, you mean to say I am the man who lay dead upon the bed? Oh no! Oh, Spirit, oh no! No! Oh, good Spirit, tell me that I can change things. Tell me, Spirit, I can have a second chance to change these shadows of the future. I will remember all the things these spirits have taught me. Tell me I can delete the writing on this gravestone, Spirit, please, 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 Spirit. I can change, please. Oh, where am I? I'm alive. It was a dream. It was a dream. Look. I have a second chance. What's the weather like? Oi, you there, boy. What day is this?
It's Christmas Day, Governor.
Christmas Day! I haven't missed it after all! Go along to the butcher's, take this £50 note and get the biggest turkey they've got in the shop window. I'm off to see Fred and have the best Christmas ever! Merry Christmas, Fred! Merry Christmas!
Uncle? Merry Christmas! Uncle! It really is a Merry Christmas! Merry Christmas, everyone!
Thank you so much for listening to our adaptation of Charles Dickens' A Christmas Carol. We wish you the merriest of Christmases and a very happy new year. We've done this for your entertainment and as a Christmas gift to you, but should you wish to give a Christmas gift in the form of a donation to Operation Restoration, who do fantastic work in Bolivia, then the link is on the screen so that you can donate directly to them. Just go to ywambolivia.org.uk/donate. There's no pressure to donate, but do feel free to if you would like to do that. Have a wonderful and joyous Christmas, and from all of us at the Ark Church here in York, goodbye for now and God bless.